Good morning, everyone. I decided to start the day by spilling some coffee because I don't really drink tea in the morning. That's more of an afternoon thing. But I decided that I would like to tell you a story about me and about the time that I tactically used bees in a situation. And it's sort of started last week, or a couple weeks ago, to be honest, where I found a wild beehive and had asked for assistance from a local bee rescuer to have them removed. We went out, we did remove them, I helped with that, but there was so much of the hive that we couldn't move that I went back out and decided to harvest all the wild honey and all the wild beeswax that I could. Now, the problem with harvesting wild beeswax or wild honey is no matter what, you're going to get some bees coming home with you. So if you have a fully enclosed car, put them in the trunk. If you have an SUV where you don't have an enclosed space, just don't harvest it until you can get another vehicle to do it. You will get bees coming with you. Even if you think they are not there, they are there. Now, on my way back home, someone tapped into me while I was at a stoplight. I was fully parked. I was actually kind of just jamming to some music. And I got hit just hard enough that my helmet now has a little mark right here from hitting the windshield on my motorcycle. My head, pretty decent little smack to the back. And I turned around, and before I could even get off my motorcycle, there's this man shouting at me, saying some really foul things. Things that, frankly, if my mother had heard them, she would have wondered, where did he learn that? I certainly did. And he's screaming at me, and it's very obvious that he's saying that it's my fault that he hit me. I was fully parked at a stoplight. So I get off my bike. I proceed to go around back, and his car is still touching my bike. In fact, my bumper in the back is bent in and around, and I couldn't remember at the time if that was a hard plastic bumper or if it was a rubber bumper. So I proceed to ask him a few times, hey, sir, can you please back up? You're still hitting my bike. You're still hitting my bike. He escalates it and starts calling me even fouler things. And I'm looking around, and everybody that's suddenly parked around us is going, why is this guy yelling at you? He hit you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm well aware he hit me. And as I'm standing there, I'm hearing a buzzing noise coming from the back of my motorcycle, from the trunk. And I realize that tap has really angered the bees that are currently in the back of my motorcycle. This man is making me really, really mad. And I had already had a very bad day at that point. Now, none of this is an excuse for what I did right after that, but it happened. I reached over and I hit the button on my trunk. I was wearing full riding gear. I knew I was going to be safe from the bees, but that gentleman who had his window down that was screaming at me had a look of horror on his face that I will forever have etched into my dreams whenever I need happiness in the dreams. And he rolled up his window so fast, so fast. And out of a fit of insanity, I'm not sure why I did it, but I reached in, grabbed a glob of the honey and the honeycomb that I had, which had been hot and slightly melted in my trunk, and onto his windshield, right smack in the middle of the driver's side. I proceeded to get on my bike and drive away. Yeah. And luckily for me, the bumper on those is made out of rubber, so I got a couple of scuff marks, but nothing that's, really damaging. And I've driven it around a bunch. It's not like it's hurt or anything like that, so no need to report anything. But yeah, I tactically used bees against an angry driver. So I guess this is sort of an admittance to something that I am not necessarily proud of, but at the same time, I get to say I used tactical bees, which I just love being able to say, tactical bees. It's kind of a really, it evokes a beautiful image in the mind. But it's also a bit of a FYI for everybody else. Don't randomly start screaming at somebody that you hit. You don't know what they're gonna have in their car. Man's lucky I had bees. I mean, geez, knowing people around here, it could have been a hunting puma. I've heard of it before. I know that there's at least 3 registered in the area. Be more careful, people. Seriously, it's dangerous out there.